Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace made a scene in the House Oversight Committee today.
She gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do
not.
not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out.
I am not a child, says the woman who just last year called me a boy. And the reason why she was so upset with me is because I called her out for purposely mispronouncing Kamala Harris's name.
Kamala Harris.
It's
She's
Kamala, first of all. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. It's
Kamala's.
Kamala. You had it right. You almost got it.
I will
You
say
almost
Kamala's
did it.
name any way that I want to.
No.
But
So Nancy Mace, a white woman from South Carolina, thinks she can call a black man a boy and call a black woman out of her name. But as soon as another black woman checks her, Mace pretends like she's offended.
I'm a grown
Which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will.
am
Order, please.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside, we
Mr.
can
Chairman,
do
the
that.
committee is not
Okay,
in order.
all right.
Because nothing says you're not a child like challenging a grown woman to step outside for a fight. By the way, the term child is a colloquial phrase in the black community that does not literally mean child. It's a general expression of annoyance that is not necessarily directed at the person in conversation. So if one of my good Judys calls me up to fill me in on convicted felon Donald Trump's latest scandal and I respond, child, I'm not literally calling my friend child. I'm expressing my dismissive attitude toward the story or the situation. Child is an abbreviated form of the phrase child please, which Chad Ochocinco tried to explain to white people years ago.
Child please is a nice way of telling someone, you.
The more you know. But we already know black culture doesn't matter to Nancy Mace. She's a drama queen looking for attention. Just 2 years ago, she called herself pro-transgender rights. But now she's leading the charge against her new trans colleague, Democrat Sarah McBride of Delaware. Even one of Mace's former staffers says she's doing all this just to get on Fox News. Tweeting 262 times about a bill that applies to like 0.00001% of Congress in 36 hours is definitely about protecting women. It's certainly not just a ploy for media attention, said her staffer. Now remember, Republicans spent all of last year claiming that inflation was the biggest issue facing America. But now that Trump is coming back into office, they never talk about it. Instead, they want to distract Americans with culture war. Because it was never about inflation. It was always about feeding the perpetual outrage machine of the far right. So move over Ted Cruz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's a new troll queen of outrage in Congress, and her name is Nancy Grace. Or was it Nancy Nace? Or is it all a fancy waste? It doesn't matter. As someone once said, I'll call her whatever I want to call her.